Tucked into the rolling farmland of eastern Iowa is a hidden world that almost no one expects to find here. A deep wooded gorge cuts through ancient limestone, its walls pocked with dark openings, its floor threaded by a quiet creek. There are more caves packed into this one small valley than anywhere else in the state, along with a soaring natural bridge and a giant stone balanced impossibly on the cliffs. Welcome to Maquoketa Caves State Park. We are in Jackson County in eastern Iowa, a short drive northwest of the town of Maquoketa and not far from the Mississippi River. Around us stretch the green fields and low hills of the American heartland. But here the land suddenly drops away into a shaded gorge of gray stone, and an ordinary Iowa afternoon opens onto one of the most surprising landscapes in the Midwest. This is Maquoketa Caves State Park, and its name is well earned. Within its wooded ravine lies the largest collection of caves of any state park in Iowa, a system of 13 or more openings linked together by trails. Some are wide and inviting, others are narrow crawlways that squeeze through the rock. Together, they make this small park a rare place where you can walk down into the earth itself. The heart of it all is Dancehall Cave, by far the largest. Its long, high passage runs for hundreds of feet through the bluff, wide enough to walk through upright, and a paved path with lights leads visitors from one end to the other. A stream trickles across its floor, and the ceiling arches away into cool shadow. It is a cave you can wander through in comfort, a grand hall carved entirely by water. All of this was made by water and time. The rock here is Silurian limestone, laid down more than 400 million years ago on the floor of a warm, shallow sea. Over countless ages, slightly acidic groundwater seeped through cracks in that stone and slowly dissolved it away, hollowing out passages and rooms grain by grain. What looks solid and permanent is really the work of patient water, sculpting caves across unimaginable stretches of time. Where a cave roof once collapsed and the creek cut deeper, the water left behind a wonder. The park's natural bridge is a great arch of limestone spanning the gorge, standing roughly 50 feet above the waters of Raccoon Creek. Walk out across the top, and you cross a bridge that nature built, with the wooded ravine falling away on either side. It is one of the most striking sights in all of Iowa. Nearby stands another marvel. Balanced Rock is an enormous boulder of limestone, weighing many tons, poised on a slender base at the edge of the bluff. For ages the creek and the weather wore away the softer stone beneath it, until this huge mass was left teetering above the gorge. It has held its improbable perch for longer than anyone can say, a quiet monument to the slow power of erosion. Between the caves winds the gorge itself, a deep green cleft in the land. Steep bluffs of mossy limestone rise on either side, crowned with oak and maple, and the trail follows Raccoon Creek along the shaded valley floor. Wooden boardwalks and stone steps carry you past overhangs and hollows. Down here the air stays cool even in summer, and the noise of the fields above fades into birdsong and running water. The shade and damp of the gorge create a world all their own. Ferns unfurl from cracks in the rock, and thick green moss carpets the cliffs and fallen logs. Around the cave mouths, where cold air drains out of the earth, grow plants that favor cool, moist ground, small survivors of an older, colder age. This hidden pocket of coolness sets the gorge apart from the sunlit prairie country all around it. The caves shelter their own quiet residents. Bats roost in the dark passages, emerging at dusk to hunt insects across the valley, and creatures suited to darkness live in the damp recesses of the stone. These bats now face a deadly threat called white nose syndrome, a fungus spreading through caves across the country. To protect them, visitors are asked to keep to the trails and to clean their gear, small acts of care for the fragile life underground. People have found refuge in these caves for a very long time. Prehistoric native peoples sheltered in the rock overhangs here thousands of years ago, and archaeologists have recovered stone tools, pottery, and other artifacts that tell of their presence across the ages. For countless generations, this cool gorge with its ready shelter and flowing water was a welcome place, woven into lives lived long before any written record. When settlers arrived in the 1800s, the Great Cave became a gathering place. Drawn by its high, echoing chamber, they held dances by lantern light deep inside the bluff, giving Dancehall Cave the name it still carries. Music and footsteps once filled that stone hall, and the same passage that had sheltered ancient people became, for a while, a ballroom hidden in the earth. By the early 20th century, the beauty of the gorge and the fame of its caves led Iowa to set the land aside. It became one of the state's early parks, its trails, stairways, and bridges built so that everyone could explore the caves safely. What might have been lost to quarrying or neglect was instead protected, and this small wonder was kept whole for all who would come after. Today, a network of trails ties the whole system together, leading from one dark opening to the next. Some caves you stroll straight into, others ask you to duck, stoop, or crawl through tight and muddy passages by the beam of a flashlight. Every turn brings a new hollow in the rock, a new window into the ground. It is an adventure rarely found in the open Midwest, a whole afternoon spent moving between the light and the dark. So this quiet gorge holds an entire unexpected world. 13 caves and more, a soaring natural bridge, a balanced giant of stone, ancient shelters and lantern-lit dances, all carved into a sea floor turned to rock over 400 million years ago. It is the Iowa most people never imagine, a wild and secret place folded into the gentle farmland, waiting just beneath the surface. A valley full of caves, a bridge of living stone, a balanced rock, and thousands of years of shelter in the cool green dark. Thank you for watching. Follow for more interesting people, places, and things we cover on the channel.